Hey everyone, Jen here, and today for Tutorial Tuesday, we are going to be making the Top Zip bunny bag. So be sure to open your PDF, get all of your supplies ready to go, and get your first hooping set up, which is going to be the ears. So for the ears, I'm using tearaway. You can use cutaway or tearaway depending on how firm you want your ears to be. So I have tearaway hooped up in a 5x7 hoop. You're going to run your placement stitching, and then you're going to cover that with your fabric right side up. So I'm using batting. That's what I'm going to use to make my ears stand up. So you'll see I placed batting, then the fabric right side up. So you're going to tack it down, which is step 2, and then you're going to run your detailing, which is step 3. Again, the more firm you want your ears, the different stabilizer you're going to use, or interfacing or batting. Fusible fleece also works well. I believe we go over this in the PDF. So it's just something you can play with. So again, here you'll see all the detail stitching happening. And then you're going to go ahead for the final step, and you're going to take your back fabric and place it right side down, covering the whole ear, and you're going to tack it into place. All right, once you have your ears done, you're going to go ahead and remove them from the machine and the hoop. I am removing all of the stabilizer. Again, if you use cutaway, you don't need to do that. You're just going to trim, but because I use the batting, I want them to be nice and soft, but still stand up, when the bag is used. So remove that. You're going to trim down your ears. I'm using pinking shears. That just makes it easier so I don't have to clip my curves. I use Kai pinking shears. They are hands down the best pinking shears you're going to find, and I will link them below with all the information. Be sure to leave at least an inch, inch and a half at the bottom of the ear so you have something to hold on to when you're tacking them into place later. You're going to go ahead and turn your ears right side out. And I use a turning tool. This is Ann Crawford's turning tool. And I'm going to give them a good press so they're nice and crisp for when we start the bag. All right, moving on to the second hooping, which is the bag. I went ahead and hooped up poly mesh. That's my preferred stabilizer for zipper bags, most zipper bags. You're going to run step 1, which is the placement for the whole bag. And you're going to get your zipper, and you're going to place your zipper, the pull either side, whichever you prefer, and you're going to line up the bottom of the zipper to the just above the bottom line of the zipper placement. The PDF tutorial will show you a very close-up photo. You can see where I line that up. Step 2 is going to tack down your zipper into place. You'll see here the zipper is right side up. All zippers should be right side up for in the hoop bags. I've never seen one any other way. So step 3 is going to run the placement stitching for your strap and your ears. So you can see here it's running all of the little spots where we're going to place everything. The foot for tack down will start center on all 4 of these steps. So if you line your tab up center, you'll be good to go. So for my tab, you're going to place the looped part of the first one facing up. And then the second tab is going to be placing loop down. So you can see the loop, so facing down towards the bottom of your bag. If you're using ribbon or pom-poms, the PDF tutorial goes over this in depth, so be sure to read that. Okay, you can see there. Now we are going to place, or excuse me, we are going to go ahead and remove the stabilizer from the zipper area from the underside of the hoop. And see, I marked it there. You're going to flip it back over, and you're going to place the ears. So ears go right side up, center them in your placement stitches, and you're going to make sure the little stitching line, you can see I highlighted it with purple marker here, is below the placement line. And you're going to tack both ears into place, and you're going to want to trim the bottom of the ear. So you turn here, everything's tacked into place. You're going to trim the bottom so it doesn't leave a bump in your project. And then we're going to flip the hoop over, and we're going to put the liner right side down, so right side facing the stabilizer. I'm using solid, so it doesn't matter. Tape it into place, flip your hoop back over, and make sure your liner is up and out of the way. You can see here, I'm going to tape up the tab there so it doesn't get caught. You're going to place the front fabric right side down and line up the bottom to the bottom of your zipper. This is just the easiest way to keep everything straight. You're going to tack that into place. I'm placing batting in mine, so I'm going to line up the batting just below the tack down line and then flip the front of your fabric over. And then you're going to finish tacking the front of your bag down, just like you see here. So you can see the next several steps are detail steps. I'm just going to talk here. So the tabs, I use tabs instead of a strap. And that is an okay idea. You'll see later in the video that I had a little bit of a hard time making sure they were even. So again, in the PDF, it goes over the strap. And then we also have a blog post with very detailed photos to make sure everybody understands how the strap goes. So here you can see the face is done. You're going to flip your hoop over and you're going to take the tape off and take your liner and fold it over. So the right side is now facing up towards you. You're going to tape it into place, flip that back over, and you're going to run the tack down for your liner as shown here. At this point, you're going to want to, when it's done, open your zipper and then tape down all of the parts to the inside of the bag so nothing gets caught. So ears, if the strap, you're going to pile the strap in the middle. I'm obviously taping the tabs into place, opening my zipper. You're going to place your back fabric right side down. And then if you use batting, you're going to place the batting on top. And you're going to run your final outline. This is just for the back of the bag. So you can see here all done. You're going to flip it over to the back of your hoop and place your liner fabric right side down, so right sides together. And make sure you tape this really well into place. This is where you can have some mess ups with the liner getting caught up on the bed of your machine. You're going to return it to the hoop and you're going to run that final step and the bag sewing will be complete. All right, now that we have finished our bag, you can see it going around one final time here. We're going to remove it from the machine and the hoop. And we are going to find the turn hole here. I mark it with a marker so you can see it easier. You're going to cut yourself a little turn flap here so you have something to tuck it into after you flip your bag. And I'm using my regular Kai serrated scissors here to trim this bag. I will link them below as well. They're also my favorite. Kai scissors are just my favorite in general. So you're going to trim around your bag. I leave about a 1/4 inch seam allowance and I do clip the corners on the pointy parts of the top of the bag so you don't have any bumps when you turn it. You're going to pull away just your liner and trim off all of the extra fabric. You don't need it. Okay, then you're going to turn your bag right side to the liner. So this is the first flip that you're going to do. Take your turning tool again and poke out all of your corners. Make sure that the rounded part of the bag is nice and turned out. I do give it an iron at that point. And then you're going to tuck in your liner. I'm using tape, so it's just a Heat and Bond tape, which I'll link below. And you'll see I placed it and then closed the bag up. And then you peel off the tape as you're going. That is a pro tip. Otherwise, it's going to be everywhere and sticking to everything. So you can see I'm pulling it and closing it as I go. So next up, you're going to open your zipper fully and turn the bag right side out. Again, use your turning tool to make sure everything is turned nice and crisp. Remove all the tape. When you've removed all the tape, you're going to give the bag a nice press, which I do off camera. And then for my strap, I'm using an actual strap with hardware. And I realized once I made this that you'll see the one tab is much taller than the other. And I measured them. So I took it over to my sewing machine and I sewed a line across the top to go ahead and shorten it without removing any kind of fabric. So thankfully this is for my niece and she will not be worried at all. So I'm attaching jump rings here. And you can see, look how much bigger it is, even though I measured. So something happened there. So I sewed the line across the top, put the ring below so they even out. And then I went ahead and hand sewed, not hand sewed, but machine sewed a short strap for her, not a crossbody because she was younger, but a short strap. So I went ahead and added jump rings to the strap and with lobster clasps. And then I'm going to hook that to the bag and it'll be good to go. You can use a longer strap, and I like to just tie a knot in the top to make it adjustable. And that's it. So trim off